Hey, good morning. So I think it was probably about a year ago I made a video where I had planted this Yoshino cherry tree in the ground, and I wanted to show just briefly, I guess, how different the growth habit has been with having the Yoshino in the ground. They're both air layers, but having a cherry blossom growing in the ground versus growing in a pot. This one in the pot hasn't been very healthy, and so we'll have a quick look at that as well. Get out of its sun here, but yeah. So this one growing in the ground, when I planted it, it was about this tall. I don't think it had these branches, and basically just let it run. Grew 3 or so feet. Hasn't really been thickening up the trunk at all yet, but I think this growth will continue next year. And I've got one of the lower branches tied up to a stake, which I'm hoping next year will help to thicken things up a little bit more at the base, because it's pretty straight down there. This guy here, this was actually the first air layering I took. It's about a year older than that one. It was quite a bit of a thicker branch that I took it from, and unfortunately it's been dying back considerably. This whole left side is basically dead. You can see there's some fungus growing in there. The fungus actually started last year, and I think it's just as this wood is rotting, the fungus is working on it. So far, this right side is still seemingly healthy, but it's been in a pot and its growth is limited. The leaves are a lot smaller, which is to be expected, and the lack of vigor I'm a little bit worried about, and so I'm almost considering, do I put this in the ground for a year or two to let it recover a little bit better. It has grown quite a bit over off to the side here, so there's definitely a live vein in here, but I don't know what will happen as this rots out. So obviously that's a bit of a concern. But the one that's in the ground, yeah, you can see, it has these huge leaves, some of them as big as a hand almost, and it's really taken off, and I'm sure the roots are growing. I might have to dig around it a little bit just to try and keep that root growth under control. So speaking of growing in the ground, I had I think last year as well, I had a video where my mom and I took a bunch of cuttings from her little mini maple, and almost all of them took. And so what I thought maybe I would do is, well, first of all, she gave me, let's see, 8 here to make into various styles. So I thought what I might do is actually plant one of them, maybe one of the smaller ones that's perhaps a little less interesting, and just to compare how one grows in the ground versus the various pots that I end up putting it in. These all came from different parts of the plant, obviously. We've got the same tree, but some different colors are coming out, some still green, have some good red on some of them, and a bit of a red branch to it. So could be an interesting set of bonsai. I think what I'll do next year is try and decide on some different styles for each one, and grow them on. And like I say, I'll put one in the ground as a sample. So yeah, just a quick update on these 2 cherries. So if I do plant this one, I'll show that next year and see if it's recovered. Thanks for watching.